sorry?
You chose this person to fall in love with. What was the equation that you used? The quadratic?
No.
How did you fall in love with him?
How did I fall in love with him? I got to know him.
You got to know him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then, okay, like a geometric proof. He was X inches tall, weighed X pounds, and then of course, he had X amount of humor, right? And therefore, because he had all of these things, then you added it up and you decided he was okay.
No.
No. What color was his hair?
It's about my color.
About your color, okay. How did you, so is that why you chose him?
No.
Are you still in love with him?
Yes.
Okay. Are you still in love with him because, like, if you have children, it will be better for Sarah? Sarah means your IQ and his IQ and your talents and his talents? You didn't plan it that way?
No.
I don't know about this. This is not going to work.
Back to the windows or something.
Yes, it's the Wenhams, exactly. It's rational, it's reasonable, right? But she fell in love, but you don't have like a catalog of reasons or a computer program that you put his qualities into and it spits out that he's the one.
Love calculator.
A love calculator.
It's an app.
What? A love, and that's your, yes.
That's no more convenient.
There's an app for that.
That's what we need. We need the love calculator app, right?
You put your names in and just...
And it gives you the percent.
The percent of approval.
Mm-hmm.
Now, see, that's what the Wenhams would have used. The Wenhams would do this, right? They would calculate which two horses Wenhams would go together. But you didn't do that, right? It's not that predictable? Are you married to him?
No.
No? When are you getting married?
I don't know. If the Lord wills for that, it would be later.
Whoa, the Lord wills.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Oh, that doesn't seem very predictable. You mean you don't know the exact date and hour and... Wow, this is supposed to be like... This is messy. This is messy.
Well, I think we should just keep going again. Lord here.
Okay, she's going to like pass out back there if I don't stop picking on her. It's a messy world if you're going to go that way. Leibniz is like, no. Leibniz had developed calculus, right? And you know, calculus is all about this number crunching that you were talking about doing, right? You make these formulae up and you put the numbers in over here and the answer comes out over here. And we consider how predictable mathematics is, right? According to you, what is 2 plus 2? Okay, now, what do you think it is?
4.
Okay, that's just like, Brennan, what is 2 plus 2? How do you feel about it today?
It depends.
Oh, see, Leibniz would not like her. You on this side of the room are just crazy. Okay, it's all about whether you like the 4 today or not, whether it's 2 plus 2 is 4, right? No, math is always 2 plus 2 is 4. And the quiddity of 2 is always 2ness, right? 2 is always 2 and it's not ever going to be, it's predictable. Leibniz thinks about this in terms of, you could eventually, he believed Leibniz believed that using proper mathematical symbolism, if you had the right little, n squareds or whatever, the proper mathematical symbolism, essential ideas, justice, virtue, compassion, whatever, vice, the essential ideas and truths of metaphysics, physics, jurisprudence, like going to court, and theology could be developed. You could come up with formulas for things like, now metaphysics is things like courage, temperance, prudence, magnanimity, being generous. You could come up with a proper, formula for just how courageous should I be today. This action would be rash, that action would be courageous, and that action is cowardly, right? So, that doesn't really and that doesn't quite make sense to us today. Because I would like to choose the person to whom I should be generous if I'm going to give to charity. Leibniz thought that you could come up with formulas for metaphysics, physics, perhaps, jurisprudence, like going to court, so whether or not you're guilty gets put into a formula, and then, oh, you're guilty at this level, and here's your punishment, right? Jurisprudence formula? That's very strange. And theology could be developed. There would be no more room for rival theories in these areas than in math, according to Leibniz. Okay. He believed that the world was made up of monads. M-O-N-A-D-S. Mono meaning simple or one substance, that you could break it all down into monads. It's kind of like, to me, it's kind of like thinking, yeah, it's made up of atoms, that then the smallest substance is electrons, and then you've got, I don't know, quark and spin and whatever it is, cube and pearl and all of that. But there was this, good, brain training. We are late. Okay, well, we will talk about, and I just stuck the brain train right there. Okay, finish candy for next time. Pangloss is Leibniz. Pangloss is Leibniz. He's a crazy guy, and I'll explain the rest of it.